your light weights, heavier weights, and block and the ball then, right? Is that the like the squishy ball?
Yeah, and bands.
Okay, perfect. All right, well then we will get started. We're actually going to start with the ball for the warm-up. So I will have you grab that, and you are going to start with just starting to get the abs activated. So a little pressure into the ball as you exhale out, and then inhale in. So you'll see my arms just go straight out and come back in. And then as it comes back in, your belly just relaxes on the inhale. And we'll go 2 more like that. And this is 2. And then from here, I'm going to have you put the ball between, like right above your knees so that you can put a little pressure into the ball. And you're going to squeeze into the ball a little bit as you reach over, and then let it relax as you come forward up again. And then a little pressure over, and then relax up. So you should get a little bit of inner thigh engagement, and then definitely a good like hip and back stretch. And we'll go 1 more here. And then I'm going to have you take the ball again, and this time we're going to add a squat to it. So you're going to inhale down, exhale, press up, and then as you're pressing up, you're also trying to lift your pelvic floor with the press. Good. Do you still feel like you're moving pretty good? Any increased pain or anything?
No.
Awesome, that's good. We'll go 2 more. And 2. Good, and then I'm going to have you have a seat, and you're going to have the ball between your legs, like just a little bit above your knees, and I'm going to lift my heels off the ground as I squeeze into the ball, and then relax on the way down. So it's squeeze, down, and you're going to start to incorporate your pelvic floor with it. So as your heels come up, you're going to contract your pelvic floor as you're pressing into the ball. So it's like a little bit quicker, stronger pelvic floor contraction. And we'll go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then I'm actually going to have you grab your yoga block. I'm just going to keep using the ball because I don't have a yoga block here, but you're going to put the yoga block between your legs where the ball is. Yeah, exactly. So now without tilting to the side, I just want you to try to rotate your foot up and down on one leg so you're focused on like the hip rotation and the mobility in the hip joint. Yeah, and I'm just going to come a little closer to see you. Oh yeah, that's good. How does that feel?
Good.
Okay. So we'll go 3 more there, and then you can do the other side. Good. And then same thing, just focus on like the rotation in the hip joint. Yep. And it doesn't really matter how high you get. You kind of want to just feel like you're feeling the mobility a little.
Mm-hmm.
So then does your husband have COVID too?
Yes, but he vaccinated, so it was easier for him.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like 2-3 days. For me, it was 2 weeks.
Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. And then I'm going to have you grab the ball again. You're going to stay seated to start, but you're going to be like kind of on the edge of your couch. You're going to hold the ball and you're going to press through the heels to stand as you press up and then come back down. So a little pressure into the ball, exhaling up, inhaling down. Yeah, good. Well, I'm glad that it was, even though it was 2 weeks and probably not that fun, I'm glad that it's, you know, you're recovering.
It was mostly fatigue. Just
Yeah.
2 days fever and then congestion for a while, still have some, but fatigue was the most persistent.
Yeah, yeah.
It was light.
Yeah, that's hard. We'll go 3 more. Good. And then from here, I'm going to have you, we're going to go into, let's have you put a band around the top of your knees. We're going to start with a hip thrust with your couch. So if the band is up here above your knees, then you can use that a little bit as you come into the hip thrust, which Might have been a while since you've done these, but come all the way up and down. And so you're just putting like a little pressure into the band, not too much. Let's see. Yeah, that seems to be pretty good. How does that feel? Does that feel like most of glutes?
Like here?
It should be like the back of your, like the lower part of your butt and hamstrings and hips a little bit. But you really almost have to like lead by pressing through your heels to feel that. Do you feel that yet?
Yeah, I do feel the back.
Okay. And if you don't, you can try like a little adjustment on the couch, whether you come up a little or down a little. And almost think of it like as a pelvic roll a little bit. So like your whole body doesn't lift up and down necessarily, like your chest, your rib cage stays a little more stable than it would like compared to a bridge on the ground. Let's go 3 more.
I definitely feel the back.
Okay, yeah, something looks a little different too. It looks like you got it now. Sometimes it just takes a while to feel like the spot. So from here, carefully come to a seated position, and then you're gonna keep the band on. And because you have a hardwood floor, I'm hoping your socks can kind of slide on the floor a little bit. You are going to lean forward just a little bit, and you're gonna go in and out with your legs. And you wanna almost think of like leading. So let your feet slide and focus on like your hips, like leading the way. You wanna feel like kind of right in here. Yeah, exactly. And it takes sometimes a little bit of like a high rep to feel it, but hopefully you'll start to feel it soon. Yeah, right there. Yep. Feel that?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. So we'll go 3 more. Good. And then you're going to just grab your lighter dumbbells and you're going to stay seated for a shoulder press. So you can keep that, you can actually keep the band on. Sorry. Because we're going to go back to that. We'll keep you moving.
Lighter. 2 pounds.
Yep, exactly. And then we'll go like just a high rep shoulder press side, get your shoulders warmed up a little. Good. Nice. We'll go 3 more. And then we'll go right back to the hip thrust. So same thing, supporting yourself through your heels and your back. Yes, good. How is that this time? Is that same area you're feeling?
Yeah.
Okay. Good, last one, and then you can come to that seated position and we'll go back to the leg slides.
You know,
Good.
I started feeling the pelvic floor issues. When you laugh or when you cough or sneeze, there is some leaking happening.
And did that just started for you? Okay. Yeah, some of it can be like the positioning of the baby, just getting heavier there. We'll keep doing pelvic floor strengthening stuff. One thing, if you sense that you're gonna sneeze or cough, you can kind of try to do like we were doing in the warm-up where you exhale and lift your pelvic floor a little bit. So if you try to almost engage it, I know sometimes it just happens and you don't know you're going to sneeze, but like if you feel it coming, if you try to engage your pelvic floor a little bit first, sometimes that can help. And it can kind of train it because sometimes your the muscles just kind of become untrained to do that. And so you can kind of train it to do that again. All right, let's go back to the shoulder press. Same thing there.
And also with my, I forget how it's called, quadriceps. So the problem, numbness, it's much better now. I still
Oh,
have
good.
but I feel like when I'm exercising, it's getting much better. When I was sick, it was really bad because I didn't move at all. I was laying down in a bed. It was really bad. And then as I work out, it's getting better. But the fingers, it's getting worse.
Yeah, the fingers is really hard to get rid of. It's a very hard thing to get rid of, just because you can't really control the fluid there. Yeah, that's a tough one. Just kind of like watching how you sleep and how you're laying on it a little bit, and just like avoiding kind of like the scrolling on your phone sometimes, because like that wrist position can cause it. Um,
Yeah,
but I'm glad that you think the leg one is better with exercise. So it was painful when you were not doing anything. Yeah. You're going to go just one more there. Good. And then I'm going to have you're going to, let's move the band to your ankles and then we'll grab your heavier weights. I want to do a set of deadlifts, but we'll keep the band on to kind of cue you a little bit. So with the deadlifts, with the band on, hopefully if you have your feet out, you can kind of put the pressure like at the outsides of your foot a little bit so you feel the tension in your hips. And then dumbbells will go to the front and you'll go down and up there. And so the key is just really, so it looks like you're kind of reaching with your upper body, lead with your lower body going back. And yep, keep your chest up, good. Little less bend in your knees. So lead with your hips rather than your knees. Yeah, that looks better, I think. How does that feel? Are you getting hips and like hamstrings, glutes there?
Yes.
Okay. Something still looks like slightly off, but I can't tell what it is. Do you feel the tension in the outsides of your hips, like right here? Kind of try to keep that tension the whole way.
In the back, yes.
Okay, yeah, that looks better. It's still like a little bit like a squat because you're kind of getting like, it almost looks like you're leading with a squat and reach sort of. It's like a very subtle thing. I'm trying to think of how to cue it differently, but to you, it feels okay?
Yeah, I feel the back of my...
All right, if you're feeling it, then ignore me because like the important thing is you're feeling the right areas and your lower back feels okay?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go 2 more there. Good. And are those, how many pounds are those?
5.
Okay, so then with those, I'm gonna have you go outside of your body and curl up for bicep curls, which should start to feel challenging after a few reps. So keep your elbows kind of close to your sides. Yeah. You should start to feel that. Good. So we're just gonna do 5 more, and then I'm gonna have you go into a shuffle before we do another set of the deadlifts. Good, okay, so then for the shuffle, we'll keep your feet nice and wide. You can set the weights down and just take in little baby steps, keeping the tension the whole time. Yep. Good. We'll activate the hips there, and then hopefully they'll stay activated for the second round of deadlifts.
Yeah, it's working.
Okay, good. All right, why don't you pick up the 5 pounds again? And so you're gonna try, so exactly where you were just feeling that, try to kind of keep that tension as you're doing these. And I would say don't worry about going maybe so low, maybe just don't go quite as low, and that might actually help the form a little bit. Good. We'll go 3 more. Yep, just stick the hips back and then pull through the hamstrings and glutes to come back up. Good, and then we'll go the bicep curls again. So same thing, arms to the side. Nice. Well, I know we were talking before about how like to plan out the vaccination to get the antibodies, but I guess you have the antibodies now anyway.
Yeah, but I'm still planning on vaccinating.
Yeah.
Maybe a month from now.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe you wait longer. How many weeks are you now?
I'm 23 tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh,
so did you have your anatomy scan then?
Yes, I did right before.
Right,
So
okay,
I'm
yeah.
going to do one more at 32 weeks.
Okay.
Because of COVID.
Yeah. All right, and then I will have you do the shuffle again. Yeah, do they do anything different when you're pregnant and get COVID? Like, do they have to do, like, check the baby or anything? Do they do anything with that that's different now?
Because of COVID,
Yeah.
they do extra scan if you did have COVID.
Okay.
Instead of just middle pregnancy 20-week anatomy scan, you do one more.
Oh, you do. Okay.
But she was super active when I was super sick. She was
Yeah.
moving a lot.
That's great. All right, I know this is burning.
Yes, it is.
All right, so now I'm going to have you, we're going to come down to the ground and you're going to take your 5-pound dumbbells to the ground with you. And we're going to start with a chest press, so pressing the dumbbells together and then coming all the way down with your arms. And have your hands face away from you like that. So just turn your wrists a little bit more so the dumbbells face like towards your stairs or whatever, like the other direction.
Like this?
Nope, yeah, like that, yeah. Good. And if that feels too light, you can do a chest fly instead, where you're kind of like rounding your arms and then coming together if that feels too light. Yeah, like that. That should probably feel more challenging.
Challenge comes with repetition.
Yeah, that too. Let's go one more. And then you are going to roll to your side and you're going to go bottom leg is bent, top leg. You're going to flex your foot as you kick forward and then point your toes as you kick back. So it's like exhale forward, inhale back. So you'll feel hips a little bit, but you're also using your core to stay stable. And using the breathing to activate the abs. Good. Go one more there. And then you're going to take that leg and come all the way up and down and kind of having your toe pointed towards the ground a little bit and imagine your leg just feeling super heavy so that you get that hip and glute work there. Does that feel okay?
Mm-hmm.
And every time you lift the leg, kind of push the bottom leg into the floor a little bit so that you have like the counter resistance to make it a little more challenging. And we'll go for 3, 2, 1. And then I'm going to have you come back onto your back for another set. We'll go with the chest fly. Good. go 5 more. And then you can go to the other side, and we'll start again with the bottom leg a little bit bent and top leg straight, and trying to kind of just hold that bottom position stable. And so you will exhale as you flex your foot, kick it forward, and then point your toes as you inhale back. Yep. And then that right hip, you kind of just want to keep glued to the floor. Yes, good. Good. And then you can keep your legs around hip height and then go all the way up and down with your toe kind of pointed a little bit towards the floor. Yep. And same thing, as you're lifting, kind of also press the right leg into the ground a bit. Good. And we'll go 3 more there. Good, and then I'm going to have you stand, and you're gonna grab, I'm thinking I'm gonna have you hold the 5 and the 2 together so that you're holding 7 pounds for this one. And you're gonna brace the abs as you go from hip to hip. So you're gonna exhale up, inhale down. So on that exhale, that's kind of when you feel everything tighten there. So it'll be exhale, exhale. So hold both hands there. Yep. So hold the dumbbell with both hands. Yeah, and then it's like over. Yeah. Do you feel that abs kick in as you lift? Like it should kind of just feel like a little bit of like a tightening, a little bit. Yeah, I think that's good. When you bring the dumbbell down, don't let your whole body like twist. Keep your like torso pretty stable and just let it happen in your arms, and you might feel your abs a little bit more there, maybe. How's that? Okay, we'll go 1 more each side. Good, and then I'm gonna have you do another set that we did in the beginning with the ball with the seated calf raises. So here, you're just gonna do that quick pelvic floor contraction. So every time your heels come up, you give a little pressure into the ball and then contract your pelvic floor. So this particular one, because it's a quick, strong contraction, it can kind of mimic like right before you're gonna sneeze or cough, that kind of quick clenching of it. Good. And we'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then we'll do 1 more time with the 7 pounds side to side. Good. Yep, so really draw it in on the exhale. Do you feel that? Okay.
Not so much, but you know, with the one, I will show you. The one you showed me in the very beginning, I don't know how it's called. When you're kind of pushing away.
Yeah, yeah,
It's really, you really feel how.
Okay, so this should feel not quite as much, but still a little bit. So every time your arms come up, it's almost like you're kind of like, like super, like this quick clench. We'll go just 1 more each side there. All right, and then now I'm gonna have you grab the ball and we're gonna hold it while you do some lunges. So you're gonna hold it at chest height, you're gonna keep 1 leg forward, and then you're gonna step back, press into the ball with a little bit of ab contraction, and then come up. So press into the ball, and then up. So the breathing is a little bit weird with this one because you're kind of working in both directions. So as long as you're not holding your breath, that's okay. Usually the exhale pressing into the ball will help with your abs a little bit. Yeah. Good. we'll go 4 more there. Good, and then I'm gonna have you grab your 2-pound dumbbells, and you're gonna hold them in a hinged position, and we'll get your upper back of your shoulder, so elbows slightly rounded as you do a fly. Yep. I'm trying to kind of use your legs to help support your back by keeping your hips engaged. Yeah, that looks good. And think of the movement starting in your upper back. Good. We'll go 3 more. And then let's go 1 more time with the lunges. So we'll do the same thing there. Good, yep. Draw the belly button in as you press forward. Good, we'll go 1 more each side. And then let's do 1 more set with the 2 pounds. Good. Two more. Good. How's that feeling?
Very hard.
Let's just do a couple big sways with your hip and reaching just to kind of mobilize through your spine a little bit and your hips. And then I'll also have you do feet together with big circles to stretch through your low back a little bit. Yep, good. And you can change it up, change directions, whatever feels good. And then I'm just gonna have you loosely kind of open and close, stretching through your chest and back. And then lastly, we'll go and hold just ear to shoulder on one side, lengthening through your neck. And then the same thing on the other side. All right, and then we will end it there. I wanted to let you know that I'm adding, like I'm in the process this afternoon of like updating my website with it, but I'm adding some dates for, I'm gonna do a virtual prenatal series. So usually I've just been doing them in the studio with the small group training, but I'm gonna give it a shot with the virtual one and see what the interest is like. So if you're interested, because I know you were talking about, you were interested in the groups at some point. So that could be an option for you. I can't even remember off the top of my head what dates or times I chose for the prenatal one, but it's on my website, like under pre and postnatal series. So if you're interested, you can take a look at that. But that could be a mix. Like if you wanted to just do the once a week, you could just do the group. But if you wanted to do like a private and the group to get 2 times a week, it might be a good option for you. But either way, you can take a look.
So prenatal will be 1 a week, right? Once a week.
The group one, well, yeah, once a week virtually. There's also one that I have that's in the studio. So there's 2 different groups. It's just one's virtual, one's in the studio. Mm-hmm. So, but you know, you could supplement it with, if you wanted more than once a week, you could always supplement it and occasionally sprinkle in like your private sessions, even if it's not 1 time a week, but just kind of like on occasion if you're looking for more kind of thing. Mm-hmm. This year, my goal is to like build out a better like on-demand workout library, but realistically, it's not going to happen in the next month or so for you. So those are probably your best options as of now, but just wanted to keep you updated.
So meaning that prenatal, you're saying like they do work out either virtually or in person, or like?
Yeah, so if you're looking for, because currently I do have like an on-demand monthly membership, which we've talked about before. It's still up and running, but eventually I am going to take that away as I'm working on something else just because I don't have the capacity to do everything.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to build up a better like library of on-demand workouts rather than just the membership options. So right now there is a monthly membership where you can get on-demand workouts, but I think that might only last a few more weeks while I have to kind of put it on hold to work on these other things. So if you're looking for something consistent, yes, your options would be to keep going with these like private sessions like you're doing, or either a group session in studio or a group session virtually. But the set like the group stuff is all like series, like you sign up for like a 6-week period kind of thing. So you're with the same people, which has been really nice because people kind of get to know each other. And then once you have the babies, you kind of have people to reach out to, that type of thing. So, so yeah, that option's out there. I just, like I said, I'm working on the website today. So I think it's up, but it might not be finalized. I'm still working on it, but the dates are set. So if you're curious, you can go on and check it out, and then you can see if like the times work for you. But if not, you know, what we've been doing is good too. So I just wanted to give you that option.
And with the private training, you adjust exercises like along the way as further along in pregnancy, like depending on the demands of the body, right?
Yeah, I mean, with the private, it's really, I mean, like everything you're doing now, it might be stuff that you can continue to do the whole way. Or you might become uncomfortable. Usually I think with privates, you know, people become uncomfortable or develop like pubic symphysis or hip pain stuff, then we adjust. The groups in terms of the workouts are very similar. It's just, like we might not, like you have kind of the basic equipment, like what I'll be requiring is like the dumbbells and like the ball. So you have that stuff. The only difference with the groups is like I plan like a set workout. So everybody, we make like modifications versus like this is planned just for you at your level. But I mean, for a lot of people who are pretty healthy and active, the groups, it's not a huge difference. Privates are definitely better for somebody who's like, it has to modify a lot during like the group workouts, but I think you could be okay either way.
Okay, we'll check it out.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, no need to change if you're good with where you are, but I know we talked about it before, so I just wanted to let you know.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Well, I'm glad you recovered. It was very good to see you today.
Yeah, same.
You're feeling okay energy wise right now?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, great. Good. All right. Well, then I will see you later.
Thank you. See you
Bye.
later.